already decided that 2024 is going to be a year of consistency for me, but the main theme is going to be living in the present moment. And I invite all of you to make your 2024 or make this year or today, start right now. Start right now existing in the present moment, because tomorrow isn't promised. So why are you waiting for tomorrow? Can we talk about what it actually means to be present, especially in this world where we're exposed to things like Instagram, YouTube, just consuming content, and most of us actually don't know how to practice the art of being present in the ways that we used to before. And I think that previous generations, they actually were lucky because they didn't have as much social media in a way, because I do think that social media is important. As we can see, it's keeping us connected and it's keeping us informed in a way that we've never been able to be connected before. But at the same time, I think that it's really taking a toll on most of our lives, if not all of our lives in some way, where we're not able to practice the art of being present anymore. If I really think about it, what has actually helped me stay in the present moment is deleting my Instagram and my TikTok from my phone. Instagram and TikTok is an addiction, right? It's the thing that we wake up to. It's the thing that we look forward to. It's the thing that gives us that dopamine hit when there's nothing else. We all know what it can do for us and how it's served us in many ways, whether it has served us in a positive way through creating platforms or finding platforms that we find as safe zones or we find community in, because in a way social media can be a positive thing. For the most part, we all know that social media has actually taken a huge toll on our lives, and it's really important to recognize how social media is serving us and how we're utilizing it. And many times we're utilizing it to distract ourselves from what it is that we really need to do, and we're allowing that part in our brain that allows us to procrastinate to win. And we do this by, when we wake up, the first thing we want to do is check our page, when really you don't got nothing to check on that page. There's nothing that important for you to check on your Instagram. Like, be for real. Be for real. Even if you're an influencer or whatever, you can afford to spend the first 2-3 hours of your day without checking your social media. But because we're so addicted to this thing and we're so used to the convenience of life, and by the convenience of life, I mean even receiving things like our serotonin and our dopamine is so easy to receive because we can get a quick hit through scrolling on social media and finding something funny to laugh at. One of the things that I've been practicing, especially within the last 3 months, I've been practicing on and off, is deleting my Instagram page and my TikTok completely from my phone. I just do it intuitively, especially when I realize that I've been doom scrolling for so long. That's when I'm really like, oh my God. I recognize that it's affecting me, and that's not the kind of life that I want to live. I don't actually want to spend my days in bed or on a couch or wherever I'm at just scrolling and watching other people live life. I want to be the one living life. They want us to lose our life to this. On some real shit, they don't want you to live a life. They don't want you to get up and do the things that you want to do. They want you to waste away and spend the money that you have. They want you to get up and do your 9 to 5, come home and have absolutely nothing else to do but to scroll on your phone. That's not how we're supposed to live. The main way to get ahead is to join capitalism and also become someone who is mass producing and selling and just creating companies and businesses that might be exploiting other people or that might not actually benefit the human population in general, and that just adds to the problem. And by they, it's us, because we're also the ones that make these small businesses and we're selling things so that we can also survive. It's a way of living, and it seems like it's a never-ending cycle, but if there's one thing that you can do is not continue to give your life away to the system. And I'm not saying that that means that you need to quit your job, because you absolutely need to sustain your livelihood. It just is what it is. These are just my thoughts, y'all. And this is me mainly talking to myself, because sometimes I just need to speak some life into myself. And the only way that I can get out of my head is to vocalize. We shouldn't beat ourselves up for not being able to break that habit super fast, but give ourselves grace and just continue to get better every single day. And so what I've been doing is I've been deleting that app, and I find that it actually really helps, because when I wake up, the app is not on my phone and I don't think, oh, let me download it right away this morning. No, like I get up, it actually feels easier for me to tackle the things that I need to tackle. I don't have something distracting me. I don't wake up and open an app and then all of a sudden 2 hours are gone. Sometimes I'll spend multiple days in a row without re-downloading these apps on my phone. And I find that every single time I delete these apps off my phone, I'm so present that I actually end up doing so much with my day. I am so productive and I get into something. I just find things to do because there's always something to do. So I think that maybe the first step to being present can actually be, you know, slowly reconditioning yourself to not rely so much on social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok to give you that dopamine hit, and actually do something that you'll enjoy and that you'll actually remember. Because be fucking for real, when was the last time that you remember just laying in bed for 6 hours scrolling on TikTok? Oh my god, I had so much fun laying down on my bed scrolling on TikTok over and over and over and over until it was like time to go to bed, and then I couldn't even do anything that I wanted to tackle during my day because I wasted my day. And this is not to shame anyone or to make anyone feel bad about anything, because I'm literally talking about my personal experiences and how I've made myself feel, and a lot of the times I'm really just talking to myself. We out here living like the same life. We out here living the same life. Most of us have experienced the same exact things, just at different times and maybe in different ways with slightly different, you know, details in the story, but we be living the same plot. So anyway, yeah, I think that maybe just releasing things like Instagram and TikTok, especially if you're not a creator, can really help your mental health, but also give you more opportunities to live in the present moment. I have reason to believe that a practice like meditation is becoming so mainstream today because we're in dire need of stillness. We're in dire need of living in the present moment and forgetting about what happened yesterday and not filling ourselves up with the anxiety that thinking about tomorrow may cause. And I know that that's so difficult for many of us. This country has its hand in so much of the reasons why this world is ending, whether it's global warming or lack of education or genocide. So not thinking about tomorrow actually is pretty fucking difficult. I think that one of the greatest ways to practice being in the present is utilizing your body, is doing something. And there's always something to do, whether you think that there is or not, and whether your body is up for it or not. And sometimes it's not your body, sometimes it's your mind that you have to fight. When you are so overwhelmed with these feelings of anxiety or extreme sadness, or what we may call depression, to move your body, to find something to do and notice how you feel, what comes up in your mind when you're doing something that excites you, that also involves moving your body in some way. For me, what comes up is nothing. Joy. Find a space where you can dance without you having to worry about the way that others are perceiving you. And then I want you to observe what thoughts come up when you're just having fun. And usually it's nothing. Usually you're smiling so hard that you're just living in the present. Think about that thing that you do that you absolutely love. What do you think of when you do it? What's going through your mind when you're actively doing that thing? If it's going to the gym to lift weights, are you thinking about yesterday, or are you just thinking about your next set? Are you thinking about what you should be doing tomorrow, or are you just thinking, how many reps did I do? Did I miscount? And in that moment, you're in the present moment. You're actually practicing being there right now in this very moment. Once you realize that that's all that matters, being in the present moment, and once you realize that all you can do is worry about right now, whatever it is that you can do right now, do it. Because that's all you can do anyway. It's all you have control of is the present moment. You can't do anything about tomorrow till tomorrow. And you can't do anything about yesterday because that's it. It happened. I'm not saying that we shouldn't think about what happened yesterday, because things of the past definitely shape who you are today. And of course, we need to think about the future so that we can decide what we want to do today. But you don't have to do that all day, every day. You can take time to decide, okay, what are my goals? How would I like my tomorrow to look? And once you've done that, once you've taken time to decide what you want your tomorrow to look like, whether we're actually talking about tomorrow, the next year, the next month, the next week, Once you've decided how you want this time to look and you've decided what are the steps that you need to take, that's it. All you have is right now to do the steps that you said you were gonna do. Whether that was going to the gym so that tomorrow you could feel better, or so that you could be stronger. Or maybe you decide that tomorrow you want to possess some more knowledge. So your step today is going to the library and picking up a book and actually reading it. Whatever it is, I invite you to be here. Be here right now. We're so in here that we have no idea how our physical body is actually feeling. We have no idea that we're so tense because we're thinking about that thing that happened yesterday or a year ago that makes us so fucking angry that you're actually harming yourself right now in the present moment. What does it mean to just observe your thoughts? It means that you don't allow that thought to consume you. So when that thought crosses your mind, you don't grab it and then you start deciphering what it means and where it came from and how we could fix this thing or how we could be better and whatever. The thought comes, okay, notice it, let it go. All you can do is what you're in control of today. What can you do today? That's it. What can you do today? We spend so much time thinking about what's wrong with whatever statement somebody said. How can we cancel someone else? What happened yesterday? What's going to happen tomorrow? How are we going to survive tomorrow? How did yesterday shape my today? Who am I? So many thoughts, so many thoughts. I feel like we've been given so much freedom to think that it's actually imprisoned us. All that thinking has just put us in a state of past tense or future and never now. And it's actually insane how hard we have to work to live in the present moment. Practicing the art of living in the present moment is also understanding that sometimes your mind may never stop thinking. That there may be a thought that comes and it may be a little intrusive and a little disturbing, but you're not picking it up right now. It's not for you to critically decipher. It just is, and you let it go by. If you think about this on a science level, we're kind of killing important parts of the human species off. Those qualities that we needed before to survive. Most of us aren't utilizing our bodies, so when we evolve, next generations won't have the things that we had before. And if you really think about it, it makes sense when older generations kind of say, I don't use your brains the way I used to have to use my brain. Or like they kind of try to come at us because we don't seem as intelligent as their generation was, although we could definitely argue otherwise. There's duality there, but I think it also does make sense because we're not utilizing our bodies the way that we used to use our bodies. So soon enough, if the human species continues to live, because let's be fucking for real, the world is ending, we will not be able to survive if not with a device. Anyway, I just think that like there's so much that goes into practicing being in the present moment, but I really think that it's vital now more than ever for all of us to practice what it is to be present. And when I say be present, I don't mean sit down, crisscross applesauce and meditate, although that can be very beneficial for all of us as well to practice stillness. But not many of us have that privilege to be able to sit down in a space, a safe space, a quiet space, and practice stillness. But I do think that we all have the ability to practice being here right now by using your body as much as you can in whatever ways that you can. Think about how you feel when you are activating your body. You're literally only thinking about that mind to muscle connection, even if you're not at the gym. And it's so insane to me to see how the human species has already evolved, because in the beginning of time, we didn't have to come up with exercises so that we could sustain our quality of living, because we were already moving our bodies. We were always on the go. There was always something to do. And I think that's the thing that we lack the most right now, is the lack of doing. And there's always something to do. Anyway, I invite you to do something now, because who says that tomorrow is promised? Why wait? Why are you putting that thing off? Why do you keep telling yourself that you'll do it tomorrow, that you'll do it tomorrow, that you'll do it tomorrow, when you know you could do it today? And what are you doing right now that's so important that you can't do that thing right now. There's always a thought. Get out of your head and into your body. The answer of being in the present moment is getting out of your head and being in your body, tapping into your body. And for some people that might mean lifting weights, some people that might mean doing yoga, some people that might mean going out for a run. And for some of us that might mean just dancing. Why are you only utilizing your mind when you have so much more power, especially when you combine the two? That's what I want all of us to think about the next time that we're getting lost in the past or lost in what we can do to make ourselves better for tomorrow. It's not always about how to become better. Sometimes it's about where you are right now.